Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here. Wake up, guys. It's game day morning for everybody but the Dallas Cowboys. I know it stinks because we want football every single week, but understand that this thing is necessary. This thing came probably at the right time because even though we had almost everybody out on the field, we still were walking wounded. The fact that right now, Amari Cooper, who has that bruise that wrapped around his leg, that literally the Monday before playing the Eagles, they said that guy's out. The fact that he was able to play and now let that blood and everything else that was all in there caked up, that he's getting some extra stretching, extra treatment, getting a chance to stay off of it, not having to play today is huge. The same thing with that high ankle sprain, because the only thing that really heals a high ankle sprain, you can stretch it, you can heat it. I remember back in when JMU with my bad knee and stuff at 6 a.m. in the morning, you want to talk about being woken up. We had ice whirlpool. You get in the whirlpool, you got ice that's flicking around on you. Okay, you get in there for 5 minutes. You go from the ice whirlpool to the hot whirlpool, and the temperature felt 100 times more because your leg was frozen. Don't do that for a half an hour, and then have the trainer start stretching and bending and everything else, trying to get your leg and stuff together. But the only thing that really heals a high ankle sprain is time, staying off of it. So Tyron Smith not having to play today, not having to practice, and things this past week is good to get that thing together. Hopefully he'll be able to play through the rest of the season. Same thing with Amari Cooper, getting that together, and Lyle Collins getting some rest on the knee. This is huge because when we come back from this break, we got a rough schedule in front of us. We've got key games against guys that are going to determine if and how we go into the playoffs. So we need to be right in the mind as well as in the body. We'll start working on Hate Week against the New York stinking Giants, who play the Detroit Lions today. The Lions came out like gangbusters, and all of a sudden you said maybe this isn't the same old Lions team. Maybe that Matt Patricia, a disciple of Bill Belichick, maybe he's going to be the first one that does something with the team. And then the Lions went back to being the Lions. See you, honey. Love you. Then the Lions went back to kind of being the Lions. So they're back down to earth. We had Danny Dimes come out and he was looking like, oh my God, Eli who? And now it's kind of like, Danny's more like 2 Cent. Yeah. So we've got them coming up. But don't sleep on them because the Cowboys sometimes have a tendency to play down to their competition. And we cannot take anybody lightly. Now, you also have desperation time for the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL didn't do them any favors by putting 3 games in a row on the road, going to Minnesota, going to Dallas, and now going to Buffalo. This game may be the season for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's that big. They're 3-4. You can't go 3-5. I mean, you can go 3-5, but you start looking at the other games they have. They have the Bears, which have come back down to earth, but they still have a great defense, and that offense of Philadelphia isn't doing much. You've got Seattle in there. You've got New England in there, and you can't just keep losing 3 in a row. So what we're going to do today, 1 o'clock Eastern, okay? The Eagles will be on along with my buddy Philly 500. So we're going to do a live stream following that game and following Philly 500. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see him rise and fall, see him excited going in, and we'll see how it goes as the game goes on. Because we got to still pay attention to everybody that we face. We're going to be playing Buffalo in a couple of weeks of Thanksgiving. So it's important to see what Buffalo's got and having, Cole Measley Beasley coming back against the Cowboys. So we got a whole lot of homework to do today. I'm going to be doing some work in my workshop this morning. Um, taking care of building this medicine cabinet for this house bathroom from hell. But I appreciate everybody who's been going over and subscribing to the channel. We're at like 934, 935, so we're only like 65 people away from being able to live stream from my day job and stuff like that and doing more and more stuff. And the thing that actually I like a lot now is people are asking me questions about tools or construction and things like that. So what I'll do is I will pick questions and I'll make a video about your question and try and answer it to the best of my ability. So, if you've got your home improvements questions or tool questions or whatever questions, you could get a video made just for you. So we did one yesterday about sanders, the different types and things, and also different name brands. A lot of people don't know that basically there's 4 manufacturers that make about 50% of all the tools. So you may say, you know what, I'm a DeWalt guy, or you might say I'm a Porter Cable guy, or you might even say I'm a Craftsman tool guy, or I'm a Black& Decker guy. Well, they're all the same company. But it's kind of like GM, who has, they used to have Pontiac and Dodge, Pontiac, and of course they have Cadillac. So the same company will have you as a customer as you move up the chain on better and better tools. So keep that in mind. But that's true for most things. Most things, there's only a few manufacturers for all of the different name brands. So understand, you say, well, I'm going to stay away from that company. Well, if you're into craft beers, most of them are owned actually by Budweiser, which is actually owned by a German company. Go figure. But anyway, our Dallas Cowboys. We know that there were some terrible tornadoes that went through Dallas and things that did a lot of damage and stuff. But Jerry Jones and his daughter, their foundation, donated $1 million to help rebuild the football field at Thomas Jefferson, I think, High School in Dallas. Mark Cuban ended up matching that donation as well. And understand, to me, that's what this is all about in life, is looking out for your fellow man. We can joke and kid and things like that about things, but when it all comes down to it, understand that we're all Americans, that we're all in the same boat together, and that we're better together than apart. And somehow that gets lost in translation. I did a video last night because there is perception and then there's reality. People think that I hate Tony Romo. You're always dogging Tony Romo. And it's not that I'm dogging Tony Romo. I have Tony Romo memorabilia. I have a hard hat over here that's signed by Jason Witten and Tony Romo. I've got a Jobu t-shirt, jersey that's signed by Tony Romo. I defended Tony Romo all those years that everybody was calling him a choker or Tony Ono and things like that. But that time has gone. And it's so much animosity between Cowboy fans. It's one thing to have Eagle fans that come in and call you an idiot and ass and everything else, and I hate you. But it's even worse to have Cowboy fans that come in. I wish, oh my God, the high heavens, that I could have seen DeMarcus Ware, Dez Bryant, Tony Romo playing in a Super Bowl, lifting that Lombardi trophy. I wish we could have, but it just was not in the cards, and I'm sad about that. I know Dez Bryant looks at the team now and wishes that he could still be a part of it. I know Orlando Scandrick, who went to Philadelphia, and it seems like every Cowboy player that goes to Philadelphia finds out the hard way. It ain't the same. I know DeMarco Murray wish he never went to Philadelphia. Because the Cowboys are like family. And you want to see your family do well. But sadly, it's just not ever going to happen. What we can do is we can hope and pray that this group can achieve even more and get there. And I don't understand why so many people are always so negative about the things that they see. I thought we were all Cowboy fans. rooting for the best for the Cowboys. But it just doesn't seem to be that way. When I did that video last night, I got called all kinds of things. You're not a Dallas Cowboy fan. You're just a Dak Prescott lover. You only like it because he's black. I'm not doing anything more for Dak Prescott than I did for Tony Romo. Just not. Just not. I was proving the numbers were wrong when people said that he can't play in December. When they were saying he was a choker, I was talking about how many comeback victories Tony Romo had. So when you come in and tell me, make sure you know that you've got the facts straight before you call me the things you guys call me. I put the numbers out there. I let you make your own decisions. But in the end, we should all be rooting for the Cowboys to get a Super Bowl. And that's what I'm about. So in the meantime, I'm going to go do some work. And I will be back at 1 o'clock so we can live stream and watch the Eagles game. I'm Mark Holmes, and thank you guys for subscribing not only to this channel, but to Jobu's Day Job Homes. We're going to be someplace all the time. I'll see you soon.